Hello, Art 110 class. This is Eva and Franco part 3. And okay, so I think that art increases um value as it shows its history more because I guess if you see it, like if it's something that has been there for a longer time and you see the process of it, how the wear and tear, you could say, faded of a painting, or little pieces missing because of the whole process of being there for so many years, I guess you could say, has disintegrated and stuff. I think that gives it a little bit more value because you see, like, you didn't see it when the artist actually recently made it and started um, exhibiting, but like years after, I think it gives it more value because you're looking not only at a piece of work, but a piece of history. So I think that provides more value than when you actually see it recently. Like, I don't know, I think I would want to have an older piece of art than a recently painted or recently art piece. I would enjoy both, but I think I would enjoy more knowing that it carries some history with it. Think that'll be something better. Okay, next up is what Eva and Franco thought about the concept of originality. They think that it's overrated, that it's not as good as having, I guess, a copy of it, because just the original is just it hasn't been tampered with, I guess. So I don't know. And plus, there isn't much that have most of the pieces are not original anymore because once they start to have that wear and tear or any little things missing, people try to make it seem like original by adding those pieces or making it look like it did so many years ago. So it's not the same thing. So I guess that's why they think also that it is it's not as good, I guess, the original. Um in Darko Maver's art, the dark twist behind it was, I guess, showing um how people and the media try to cover up the things um done in war, I guess you could say, like the brutality of it, um then also the levels of violence that are brought by war and hidden by the media. And then what else? He shows how, like, artists how when artists are making their artwork, there are so many things going on in the world, such as violence and so many brutal things, and yet they are being ignored by media. They're not allowing people to know about this. Instead, they try to focus on some artwork that isn't really affecting us as much as that violence going on. So that's like his, I guess, his point or his dark twist behind his artwork, is to show us what the media is trying to keep away from us, and the reality and the brutality of it. Um, then even Franco's um fake plaque that they put in Vertebral Italy criticizes how um the other buildings and um I guess just the environment itself and how the dead have power over the living because of how they bring too much attention to the buildings just because of the history behind it, because a person once lived there and now is dead, and he or she was famous, I guess. That's what they're trying to just have people reflect upon, the kind of power the dead are having over the living, which it shouldn't be that way. And also they are intend they intend to just make people aware of um what they've been doing, I guess other people have been doing by placing these plaques or whatever's on the buildings and describing them, just making a big deal out of it. And their plaque was to say, oh, this building is it's like all the rest of them, they have nothing unique about it. I guess that's pretty much it. Just not make a big deal over something that shouldn't be made a big deal, I guess. The main themes are of the Mates exhibition, it's always 6 o'clock, is to show how time freezes, I guess, once you are there. Like, it's a total different sense, I guess. You are, um, you're coming into this different world where you are discovering that nothing is original. That, um, well, yeah, that nothing's original, and plus how even fictional characters or fictional ideas can also die, even though many people seem like, oh, the kind of stories like living happily ever after, being alive for the rest of eternity, I guess you could call it. They just try to, I guess, bring in the reality of the fiction world is pretty much similar to the real world, I guess. So what they're trying to do in that it's always 6 o'clock, they try to make scene time freeze and make you like escape from reality, but yet it's still the same thing as reality, just having that idea of having time frozen, I guess. Um, what the mates say about America and Hollywood in the production of their fake movie, I guess it's how everything is portrayed and everything in movies, how easy it is to fool people, like how they're planning to put up posters of that movie, talk about it on the web, and just, I guess, expecting people to um think about that and get engaged in it, and then that way they were gonna believe that movie, I guess. Have, I don't know, like, I really don't know like what was exactly their point, but I think that's what it was, to, like, I guess, portray America in a way stupid, because they're gonna put up those posters and on the web, and have even the media, magazines, the news, start talking about it, make it seem real, and then people were gonna start thinking about it and start, believing it as something real, when it all evolved from a fake idea, which was a fake movie, pretty much. So, also what they talk about Hollywood, how in the movie they wanted to have, what you call a hero, because they always have to have a hero supposedly. So they were saying that they're gonna have the Italian guy be the bad guy, and then after have, like, I guess, that epiphany of realizing that it was what he was doing was not good, so he would end up repenting and then being a hero at the end. That's what they were saying, that usually Hollywood has to have that, a hero that ends up dying or realizing and just being a hero. So that's, I guess, what they had to say about American Hollywood. And like, that's my overview on the readings. So